It's time for the match game. Hollywood Squares. Hour with, from St. Elsewhere, Terrence Knox. From We Got It Made, Tom Dillard. Jane Kennedy. Nidra Bowles. Fred Travalina. And the stars of the match game, Hollywood Squares Hour, Gene Rayburn and John Bowman.
You think they can hear everything we say coming down? Right. Really? Hello there. We better watch what we say then. Yeah. But they don't know who the guy on the left is.
Are you ready over here? Ready to play games?
Have we ever?
Listen, I know the people here in the studio, we thank you for coming, have seen everyone make their entrance, but those of you at home, you really have to see this. Now, get down
Yes.
here, Tom.
Yes.
Get
Yes.
down here now. Tell me about these. What do you want to say about that?
I think somebody was designing riding pants and they just sort of got carried away. Is that...
You ride?
No,
Okay.
but I'm ready.
All right. Here, wait a minute. No, you do ride now. Hold this. Get up. You're not strong enough to carry me. Okay, what do you say we get underway by me greeting our two players here, Tracy Haskell and Linda Tracy. Hello there.
Hello.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
We're going to find out about each of these ladies in turn. Tracy, do you ride?
No.
Oh, I was going to offer you a ride home.
Oh.
Where are you from, Tracy?
I am from Dinuba, California, and that is near Fresno.
You work or anything like that?
Well, right now I'm the advisor of a cheerleading squad at the local high school, so that's going to keep me very busy.
I bet it will. Were you a cheerleader?
6 years.
Really?
Uh-huh.
I bet you were cute in that outfit there. All right, you ready to play this game?
I sure am.
All right, now let's hear about Linda Tracy.
Yes, well, I'm married and I have 2 children and I have a son that just graduated from high school, thank God. He made it. He made it. And I'm not doing anything right now. I'm just being a housewife.
You're doing something here.
Yes, I am.
You're going to play the match game against Tracy, and one of you will be a winner, and that person will go on to challenge our returning champion on Hollywood Squares for a chance to win up to $30,000. Tracy won the toss, so she'll go first. Do you want A or B, Tracy?
I'll take A, please.
Yes, ma'am. You may have it. The old philosopher said, he says, you know you're overweight when the tour guide tells you you're blocking the view of the blank. Well, that's it. Listen, if that's not the correct way to spell it, I'll give you $5.
Yeah, and I get a lot of humiliation if it's not.
Well, no, it's my spelling, not yours.
All right.
Ready down here?
Yes, he went down the Nile River.
All right, here we go. Tracy, the old philosopher said, you know you're overweight when the tour guide tells you you're blocking the view of the blank.
The Grand Canyon.
The Grand Canyon. He was big.
Big. I was thinking of buildings and wide build. I said the Coliseum.
The Coliseum. Very good. You're the top, you're the Coliseum. What do you say?
I said the whole busload.
The whole busload. Okay, Nidra, have it your way.
Well, she was pretty fat, you know.
Yes, she was indeed.
Or he was. Whoever.
I said, and Gene spelled Eiffel Tower.
Tour Eiffel. Is that spelled correctly?
Come on, give me a break.
We both took a guess at it. All right, we've got all kinds of sites here. John, what site are you offering?
I got equally continental. I said
The Swiss Alps.
Wow. Well, they're all big, aren't they, Jane?
I just said the city.
Give it to her. Come on.
It doesn't deserve an applause, please.
Grand Canyon is what we're looking for,
Yes,
Fred.
I, of course, was thinking more along the lines of something as big, blocking it as big, therefore blocking the view, and so I have the wrong answer, and I said elephants. You see.
Herd of
That's
elephants.
right.
All right. That was a tough
Never
one,
have
Tracy.
I seen
We got a tough
such
one for you, too,
hostility.
Linda. Here it is.
And for the joke.
Now,
and for the
here's
answer.
the round one question for Linda. At the amateur show, the host said, "No wonder that guy is having such a hard time tap dancing. Instead of tap shoes, he's wearing blanks." Is at the amateur show. Okay, Jane? Put it in the slot. All right. At the amateur show, the host said, "No wonder that guy is having such a hard time tap dancing. Instead of tap shoes, he's wearing blanks."
Cleats?
Yeah, I guess that would be hard.
There's a hostile faction right up
I think cleats is a good answer, but I think you reached a little too far. Something a little simpler, like snowshoes or something like that would have been.
My first tap lesson, first and last, was in
Tennis
sneakers.
shoes. Sneakers, yeah.
Doesn't work at all.
Can you tap?
No. That's as far as I got.
Were they
Can't do a
orange?
time step? Mm-mm. Nidra?
I said skis.
Skis is good. Very good.
That's great.
You're right, to Bud.
Warmth?
That's an excellent response.
I said fishing boots.
That's another good one. Yeah, those are all good. Anything clumsy and awkward like that. Cleats was good, but a little too complicated. What do you say?
The answer I wrote, just because I love to say it, is mucklucks. But it makes no sense, so I crossed it out and put galoshes.
Galoshes,
instead.
another good one. Be tough to do.
I took tennis lessons with Tom. I said tennis shoes.
So Jane and Tom have tennis shoes, and Fred has...
Nidra and I think alike. I said skis.
Skis. Well, you had a shot at it there. And so the score is 0-0 at the end of round one. We'll go to round two right after this for you.
David Ruprecht here. Let's play Super Duper Supermarket Sweep. You could win prizes and see your name on TV. For more details, visit our Instagram page. Starts October 18th on Buzzer.
Here we go with round two. Okay. Now, since the score is tied, she went first last time. Linda will ask you to go first this time. A or B?
A.
A for Lindy.
Yes.
Gloria said, "Last night, I dreamed I dated the leader of the world's meanest motorcycle gang."
Oh, you're real good, yeah.
Who asked you? When I woke up, there were tread marks on my blank.
One more time.
Let's see if I remember. Last night, I dreamed I dated... Yes. She said, "Last night I dreamed I dated the leader of the world's meanest motorcycle gang. And when I woke up, there were tread marks on my blank." Okay?
Right.
Here we go.
I know.
Got it? Here we go, Lindy. Gloria said, "Last night I dreamed I dated the leader of the world's meanest motorcycle gang, and when I woke up, there were tread marks on my blank."
Face.
Face? Well, that would be mean. But I
I went
don't
for
know
the
if
other end.
you wouldn't do that to your date, would you?
I said butt. Can you say butt?
No, you can't say it.
Oh,
You say buns.
buns. I meant buns. I meant buns.
What do you say?
I just said rear.
Rear. She doesn't mince words. Gets right to it.
Right
Rear.
on, right on.
Okay, Terrence.
I said breasts. I don't know if that's legal.
All right.
Mean. How mean you want them?
That is mean.
That is really mean.
I've had people run over my butt
I don't want to
before
go with these people. I don't even meet them. John, what have you got?
That's why they call him the leader of the buns.
You think of that, Linda?
Now, yeah.
That made no sense at all.
What have you got for us,
The guy
Jane?
was real busy, all over the buns.
The buns. Okay, we come to Fred.
I had the same line of thought.
Right.
The buns.
Everybody's in
All
the
right.
buns these days.
So there
see
we
where our
are
heads are.
with your first round question. Now let's see what we have for
I was in
Tracy.
the breast when I was going to school.
Seth said. Seth said.
Seth.
Try that all together. Seth said.
Seth said.
What did he say?
I never should have taught my Great Dane to fetch. He just ran down to the corner and fetched a blank. Did you hear that? It's something, whatever you find at the corner, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know either.
Buns is better.
That's...
Are we ready, Fred?
This game never gets any easier.
Is Freddie ready?
It is the strangest question I've heard in a long time.
Seth said, I never should have taught my Great Dane to fetch. He just ran down to the corner and fetched a blank.
A bus.
A bus?
Well, you catch buses at a corner. Okay.
No, it was something that you'd find at a corner, and the bus stops at the corner, doesn't it?
That's a great
Sometimes.
name, though.
Yeah.
Rarely, actually. It usually stops in the middle of the street, in my experience.
I said a cop.
That's
Cop
good.
is good. Cop would be on a corner. Deidre?
Well, I said he fetched back a Swede.
A Swede.
He was a Dane, wasn't he?
He was a Dane, so the Dane brought a Swede.
That's a very good answer. That is a very good answer. That's a very good answer.
Oh, Deidre, we're going to have to increase your pay for that. What have you
I
got?
can't match it. I said stop sign.
Stop sign is good. You'd find that at the corner. All right, John, what would you find at the corner?
You don't know Seth like I know Seth. See, he was broke, and what the dog fetched was a lady of the evening.
He must have been the dog for the
Right.
motorcycle gang, right? I said the policeman.
The policeman. We're doing pretty well. Go fetch a policeman.
Well, I figured with all the confusion of AT&T and Bell, he came back with a phone booth.
A phone booth is another good one. As you can see, we got a tight battle going here. Zip to zip is the score. Third and final round coming up, but somebody will score, I assure you.
Tom Kennedy hosts the game of fill-ins and villains.
You pronounce it.
It's weekdays at 4:30 on Buzzer.
Now here we go with the third and final round. Bing. Let me see. Tracy's turn this time to go first. Do you want A or B, Tracy?
A, please.
You want A? You got it.
Well,
Larry said. Who? Larry. He said, last night. I'm going to tell you if you give me a chance. My blind date last night was a real dog. How doggy was she? How dog was she?
Man, you guys watch a little Johnny Carson just go crazy, don't you?
When I got to her front porch, she blanked me.
I think we forgot the first half of the question.
My blind date last night was a real dog. My blind date last night was a real dog.
When I got to the door.
When I got to her front porch last night, she blanked me.
Oh, I see.
That's it. You got it.
Okay.
I noticed you only do small dogs, don't you? Have you ever done a big dog? Oh, yeah.
That's a great
It's a
day.
St. Bernard.
That can you do a Swede.
Right.
It's always a new challenge.
Ready, Tracy? Larry said my blind date last night was a real dog. When I got to her front porch, she blanked me.
She licked me.
She licked me.
She said, what did you say?
She said she licked me. A wonderful answer, because, you know, dogs, when they
Say
like
it again, real slow, please.
Well, I was going to say wet on my leg, but...
Scratch it out.
But I scratched out and put bit me.
Bit.
That's why.
Bit or licked were the two good possibilities here.
Bit me.
And so far we got 2 bites.
You know, I knew the minute I saw you that there was something about you. I put licked too.
Hey! 1 for Tracy. Bit or licked?
I thought there was something about her, too, but I put bit.
I had a conflict deciding whether I should put licked or bit, and I put bit.
Okay, so far she's won.
Being a Swedish dog, I said the bit too, and they bit.
Hey,
Well.
they can't all score, you know.
You ready?
Ready.
Here it is. You need 1 to tie and 2 to win. Rodney Dangerfield said.
How Rodney is he?
You want to know what he said?
No.
What did he say?
You want to do what he said?
No,
He said, when I was born, my parents didn't like me. Instead of using baby powder, they filled my diaper with blank powder.
Oh, it's tough out there.
Here we go, Linda.
I like to say hello to all the girls in the balcony.
All right, Linda. Rodney Dangerfield said, when I was born, my parents didn't like me. Instead of using baby powder, they filled my diaper with blank powder.
Itching powder.
Itching powder. Itching powder.
I said gunpowder.
Gunpowder is good. Wow. That's a very hostile thought.
That's what I said, too.
Yes. I can't believe it. You could blow out that baby's bottom.
I put licked. I put gunpowder.
Gunpowder. Itching powder, flea powder, gunpowder, they're all good responses. What have you got, John?
What was the last 1-0 game you recall?
A long time ago.
I said gunpowder.
Gunpowder. Wow, it's coming down to the end of the line here. Wow. Now, unless Fred says itching.
And one more
he says
gunpowder.
gunpowder, so Tracy wins the game. Right there, if you would, please. Linda, it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Hey, we're going to send you some gifts from the match game. Linda Tracy, there she goes. Hey, congratulations to you. How do you feel?
Good.
Good.
Very good.
Now we're going to switch over to Hollywood Squares. We'll bring in the rest of the set, the other stars. And we've got a lot of excitement coming along. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
A member of our studio audience will receive Gibson's portable dishwasher featuring 3 levels of washing action, hygiene cycle, forced air drying, and an energy saver switch furnished by Gibson. It's time for more of the match game. Hollywood Square. Our with from Newhart, Tom Poston. From Falcon Crest, Kate McGeehan. From the Facts of Life, Mindy Cohen. And taking over the star of the Hollywood Squares, John Bowman.
We'll be right back to play Hollywood Squares. Don't miss it.
And now, John Bowman and the Hollywood Squares.
Here she is, Tracy Haskell. She's not licked yet because her dog licked something. I can't remember what happened. And I said to her, I can't remember what you said at the beginning of the show about your life. And she said, well, I'm from Dinuba. That kind of sums it up. I'm sure there's a little bit more to it than that, Tracy. Congratulations to you for getting through the match game and on to the Hollywood Squares. Good. We'll get back to you in just a minute. First, we will introduce our 3 new celebrities. They are Mindy Cohn, Kate McGeehan, and Tom Poston. And Mindy, you are featured, of course, on the NBC show Facts of Life. You're one of the stars. It's a great show. I watch it every morning and every evening.
Thank you.
What I wanted to ask you is your show is set in a girls' boarding school, right? But we know in the public very little of kind of where you are in school at this point.
Well, I'm attending UCLA right now, but I wanted to tell you that my 2 best friends, Laura and Eden, just graduated Beverly Hills High yesterday, so yay! Okay, so I just had to put that in. Okay.
Just a little aside. What are you studying in college?
Well,
what
my major is communications. I want to be a broadcaster.
Oh, so you don't necessarily want to stick with acting?
We'll see. I don't know yet.
Okay. Well, you did well enough that I'm sure you'd like to stick with Match Game, but you can't. We have to zip right over here and play Hollywood Squares. Here we go. And before we begin, we will reintroduce ourselves to our defending champ, who is wearing an even bigger grin today than she did yesterday. Her name is Nancy Kish. Yesterday, when she came here, she had about $3,000, one for each of her 3 children. She's been married for 14 years, so today she's come back with a total of $14,950. One for each year, I suppose. $1,000 for each year. What's the next milestone we can reach?
How about my age?
We won't ask, but when we get there, can you just tell us that we've arrived? Okay, thanks. We're going to play Hollywood Squares for you at least one more time. We're going to play it until you hear the time's up bell. Whoever is ahead at that point is our winner, logically enough, and goes on to play Super Match, which can be worth up to $30,000. You won 10 yesterday. Our first game's always worth $100, $25 for every square. The champ gets to start. Nancy, that's you. Pick a star and let's go.
Nidra, please.
Nidra Voles in the center square.
Scared me. He scared me.
At the beach, you get tar on your tootsies. Something you might have in your beach bag will take it off. Is it suntan oil or beer?
I'd go for the beer myself. I like beer. I mean, not necessarily on my feet, but I think I would try the beer.
All right. She says beer will take off the tar on your tootsies. Agree or disagree, Nancy, for the first square?
I disagree.
Suntan oil will take off the tar on your tootsies. That's why you're the champ. Good for you. You get the first square and it'll also brown your feet for that all-over tan. Tracy Haskell, she's on the board. You're not. Pick a star for your first O.
Mindy, please.
Mindy Cohn. According to Stanford University research, what will the U.S. need more of in the next 10 years? Computer technicians or janitors?
Seeing that I didn't get into Stanford, I don't really care. Okay, no.
Go, Mindy.
Okay,
I love it.
Okay,
I
let me
love it.
see. Well, there's so many computers. I'm gonna have to go with computer technicians, I think.
Have you tried that?
Huh?
Oh, no.
No.
She says more computer technicians in the next 10 years will be needed than janitors. Agree or disagree, Tracy?
I'll agree.
In the next 10 years, according to Stanford University research, more janitors will be needed. Believe this or not, in spite of the computer revolution, you should have disagreed, and your opponent gets that square as well.
Sorry.
But hey, what does Stanford University know, right, Mindy?
Yeah, really. Yeah.
Nancy, your move.
Fred to win.
This will give you the first game. Who receives more mail every day? Ronald Reagan or Mr. T?
Imagine the two of those guys together. Well, Mr. T, don't talk to me, fool. Right? Let's see. I would say that is a really. I would say Mr. T, because he's so popular with the younger people.
It says Mr. T receives more mail every day. Agree or disagree, Nancy, for the game?
I agree.
Ronald Reagan receives more mail every day.
Yeah, but
you should have
Nancy
disagreed
writes
with
it,
Fred, and your opponent gets that square and blocks you there. Ronald Reagan receives over 12,000 letters a day, which is quite a lot. Mr. T, only 1,000. Think they write to each other very much? Think about that for the next couple of minutes, and we'll be back to complete our $100 game.
Stay tuned for more of the match game, Hollywood Squares Hour.
The deals are heating up.
And it's time for news and bargains.
So be cool with your dollars and cents, because getting great deals for pennies on the dollar just makes good sense. Sale of the century. Weeknights at 7:30, only on Buzzer.
Now back to John Bauman and the Hollywood Squares.
Well, we fixed our scoreboard. Had a little trouble believing we were in the $100 game, looking at some of the figures that were up there, but now we got it straight. Tracy Haskell, it is your move. You are playing O.
Tom, Poston, please.
There's no reason to shout, dear. Just kidding. Just kidding. You're so sweet. You're so dear. Okay.
According to the National Hairdressers Association, can you braid wet hair? Or when it dries, will you have pigtails with split ends?
If you braid wet hair, when it dries, will you have pigtails with split ends? According to the hairdresser, I happen to know this because my daughter braids her hair when it's wet, and when it's dry, she has split ends, yes.
So you will have pigtails with split ends. Agree or disagree, Tracy?
I'll agree.
You can braid wet hair. It will not give you split ends. You should have disagreed, and your opponent gets that square.
No, that's all right. My daughter had split ends before she braided it wet.
I wonder which she prefers, split ends or computer technicians. Nancy Kish, your move.
Kate to win.
All right, this could give you the game. Kate McGeehan, it's New Year's Day in Burma.
Yay!
Wait a minute, they all die on New Year's Eve in Burma.
It's New Year's Day in Burma. Are you more likely to roast a goat or throw a bucket of water on your husband?
Oh, dear. Well, I'm going to go with the goat. I think that sounds...
She wants to throw a bucket of water on the goat and roast her husband.
Roasting a goat sounds like a celebration. Kind of a sick way.
Not to the goat. She says in New Year's Day in Burma, you're more likely to roast a goat. Agree or disagree for the game?
I disagree.
Nancy Kish disagrees. In New Year's Day in Burma, you are more likely to throw water on your husband. Boy, do you know how to disagree at the right time. You get the square and you win the game. You've done that a whole bunch of times. Congratulations. Throw water on your husband. You sure Guy Lombardo started this way? We will clear the board and move on to the next game. Sweep the X's and O's off of the board. This one is worth $200. We start it with you, Tracy Haskell, because you are behind. Pick a star, or you lost the last game, technically. Pick a star.
Nidra, please.
Nidra Voles. Your snake's eyes are clouded over, and he's become partly blind. Did he just finish mating? Or is he about to shed his skin?
Whoa. Well, I'm not up on my snakes, you see. But I would think that he was getting ready to shed his skin. I'm thinking that.
Agree or disagree, Tracy?
I'll agree.
He is about to shed his skin, and you are right to agree. You get the first square in this game. Nancy, pick a star for an X.
Fred, please.
Fred Trevelina for an X. What is the longest running situation comedy of all time? Is it Happy Days or The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet?
We're talking about including reruns?
Not reruns. Right, first run. Right.
That's a tough one. I would say Happy Days.
The longest running situation comedy of all time was Happy Days. What do you say, Nancy?
I agree.
It was The Adventures of Ozzie and Harriet. You should have disagreed, and your opponent gets that square, which gives her a bit of a leg up in the $200 game, which if she won would give her the lead. So we'll find out what happens on a very exciting day of Hollywood Squares after this.
Stay up late.
Buzzer's Nightcap. Tonight, starting at 2. All night on Buzzer.
200 champ, 75 challenger, but more important, we're right in the middle of a pivotal game, and the challenger has an advantage. Tracy Haskell, pick a star.
Mindy to win, please.
This would give you the game and the lead. Mindy Cohn, who is apt to be more affectionate toward humans? A male dog or a female dog?
Okay, my mind is thinking. Okay, okay, I would have to go with a female dog.
Agree or disagree, Tracy, for the game? She says female dog is more affectionate towards humans.
I'll agree.
More affectionate towards humans, a female dog. You are right to agree, you get the square, and you win the game, and you take the lead. 300 to 200. Weren't you here yesterday in this kind of position? Let's see what happens. Take the O's off of the board. It's a $300 game. It starts with you, Nancy Kish.
Nidra.
Nidra.
Yes.
You're having an extramarital affair.
I am? Golly, gee, that's great.
Now, according to Kinsey, if you're the average wife, are you doing it in your 20s, your 30s, or your 40s?
In my 20s, in my 30s, and my 40s. Oh. You mean you have to pick up
one? Yeah.
How about my 50s, 60s, and 70s? Don't they count? Well, all right. Let me see. 20s, 30s, or 40s. Extramarital.
Try to remember.
I can't remember back that far, Fred, for heaven's sakes. What do you think? I'm going to say 40s. I'm going to say 40s.
She says the average wife has her extramarital affair in her 40s. Agree or disagree, Nancy?
I disagree.
It is in her 30s. You are right to disagree, and you get the first square in the $300 game. Tracy Haskell, pick a star for an O.
Fred, please.
Man, I never get asked.
Mr. Travelino.
Yes.
Which came first? The first microphone or the first Kmart?
Well, when I was in the White House, I used to buy all my microphones at Kmart, so that's a very difficult one. I would say the microphone.
The microphone came before the Kmart. Agree or disagree, Tracy?
I'll agree.
The microphone came first. You're right to agree, and you get an O. 1876 for the microphone. Okay, attention Hollywood Squares players. You need an X. Pick a star.
Tom Villard, please.
All right, Mr. Villard. From We Got It Made. You're a beaver.
From the former We Got It Made.
From the former. Well, you're still from We Got It Made, Tom. You're a beaver. And it's dinner time.
Oh, yeah.
What will you probably end up eating? A nice fresh fish or some tree bark?
Beavers, dams, tree bark. Sure. That's why they have those big teeth.
Agree or disagree,
Beaver
Nancy?
teeth.
I'm going to agree.
A beaver will most likely end up eating some tree bark. You were right to agree. And you get another X. Tracy Haskell, your move.
You'd rather have fish.
Terrence to block.
Huh? God.
A brave maneuver. All right, she needs this one to block. She misses this one, the game and the lead goes back to Nancy.
Ask me something about sex.
You're an average guy who just drank 4 martinis. Will you sober up faster if you walk it off or if you sleep it off?
Walk it off.
Walk it off? Okay. Agree or disagree? For a critical block, Tracy says you'll sober up faster if you walk it off.
I'll disagree.
You will sober up faster if you walk it off. You should have agreed with Terrence. Your opponent gets the square and your opponent wins the game. After 4 martinis, if you can still walk, it'll be faster. All right, she is repeating the patented Kish charge from behind. However, there is still time. Take the X's and the O off the board, and it's a $400 game, which we're going to start with Tracy.
Nidra, please.
Nidra Voles once again. You're visiting Peking, and you feel like getting down at a disco.
Why not?
Could you find one there, or do you have to boogie someplace else?
Oh, no, I'm pretty sure you can boogie all over the joint, any place. I don't care where you go, you can boogie. That's if you know how to boogie, I mean.
So you're saying that there is a disco.
Peking, of course they have discos.
There are discos in Peking. Agree or disagree, Tracy?
I agree.
There is a disco in Peking. Yes, you're right to agree, and you get the square.
I would have guessed that. I had the wrong slant on.
Nancy, you're a maneuver.
Kate, please.
Kate McGinn.
Yes.
This country produces more tobacco than any other country in the world. Is it Cuba or China?
I'm going to say China, because it's bigger.
Agree or disagree, Nancy?
I disagree.
China produces more tobacco than any other country in the world. You should have agreed with Kate. Oh, they smoke a lot of it in that disco. But the bell means that time is up. She has done it once again. $575. Nancy Kitch is still our champ. Oh, Nancy was glad to hear that time's up bell. You are not so glad to hear that time's up bell, Tracy, because one more crack at a question, and you really might have had her on the day. But, you know, the previous game was really the pivotal one. You were doing okay up until then. You did very well on the day. She's leaving here with a total of $375. Tracy Haskell, congratulations. And give our regards to Dinuba.
Okay.
All right, Gene.
Here we are with the champ. Ready?
Ready.
Okay, we'll be back with her and the stars for the big money and the super match right after this.
1, 8, 2.
Say it again.
1, 8, 2.
1, 8, 2.
And now, here to play the super match is Gene Rayburn.
Okay, Gino, thank you. Ready, Nancy?
I'm ready.
All right, you've been here before. You know how this routine goes, so let's begin the super match.
Okay.
We polled an audience not too long ago and said, write down your best answer to this. Dr. Blank. Remember, if you give us the answer that they chose most frequently, we give you $1,000. For the second, $500. And for the third, $250. All righty. Now, any three of the 9 dingbats up there are allowed to offer some suggestions. Whom do you call on?
Mindy.
One of my favorite movies, Dr. Detroit.
Dr. Detroit. There's one.
Fred.
One of my favorite characters, Dr. Spock.
Yes.
All right, you got 2 now.
John.
Now I think I'm going to give you Dr. No.
Dr. No. So you have, in the following order, Detroit, Spock, and No. And here you are now, ready to make a decision. Choose one of those or create one of your own.
I don't know.
You don't know?
No, I don't know.
Well, I don't either.
I'm going to go with Dr. No.
Dr. No?
I don't know.
What would you have said, audience? Zhivago.
Now, wait a second.
Zhivago. Spock?
Well.
All right, we'll find out what's up there.
I think if the choice of a James
She says
Bond
Dr.
movie.
No is what she wants. We'll go down at the bottom there and reveal the $250 response, if you please. Dr. Spock is there. All right. Okay, the $500 response says Dr. Jekyll.
Yeah, we forgot about him, didn't we? Well,
that's a good one, isn't it?
Yeah.
We all forgot about that one, didn't we?
Yeah.
All right. Dr. what?
Doolittle.
You think it's going to be Dr. Doolittle?
That's possible,
That's what I
too.
thought. Yeah.
You just thought of that?
No, I thought of it in the first place, but I went with no.
You thought of Dr. Doolittle and you chose Dr. No instead?
Yes.
All right, we're all going to find out together right now what is under the $1,000 response. Doolittle.
That's what you gotta listen to me.
Terrence had Dr. Lou.
Okay.
Well, listen, I'm sorry you didn't match anybody up there,
okay.
but because you are the current champ, we're going to stake you to $100 here so you can play the game, the head-to-head match, with any star of your choosing. And now, I guess more important than normally, it would be really terrific if you could find which of the stars has the 30, the one big number, because we're going to multiply your $100 by whatever number is revealed. Time now to choose a star.
Kate.
Kate, maybe the 30 is up there. All right,
Okay.
Kate. Ready, set, go.
20.
20. All right, that's better than a 10. So that means you're playing for $2,000. 2,000 would add to your winnings considerably. Here we go. Ready, Kate?
Okay.
Hold blank. H-O-L-D blank. Hold blank. Kate's ready, Nancy. It's up to you to match her. If you do that, you get to $2,000 and add to your winnings. What do you say to that? Hold blank.
Hold on.
Hold on, she says. Kate?
I had two different answers. I'm sorry. Hold on.
Hold on! Are you coming apart? It's all right. Don't worry about it. All right. She's a champ. She continues her winning ways. She has $17,625. Good for you. All right. Now we'll be back with her and the stars right after this for you. All right. Now let's find out which one of the stars had the one big number that's up there. Stars, would you please do the reveal now? Ready, set, go.
Mindy!
He had it. Mindy had it. All right, stars, we'll see you tomorrow, as we will Nancy. See you tomorrow. Gene Rayburn inviting you to join us tomorrow.
John Bauman saying so long for the Hot Match Game Hollywood Squares era. See you tomorrow. He said tomorrow.
A member of our studio audience will receive Vitamix stainless steel 3-minute bread maker and home yogurt factory that juices without waste, cooks without burning, freezes instant ice cream, and offers 800 other recipes. This is Gene Wood speaking for the Match Game Hollywood Squares Hour. A Mark Goodson television production.